Like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GGD Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Cricket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth off LDBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yeah, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, you guys, so press 1 if you guys can hear me in the comment section. I have an emergency update to give you guys tonight, man. As the presidency of the United States of America is in the balance right now. When I come on my channel and I make videos and I make content, I'm an equal opportunity employer. That means ain't nobody safe. That means there is no protection plan around here for nobody. I don't care who you are, who you align with. If you out here on cap, you got to get called out. I know a lot of people want to tote the line or are afraid to go against Donald J. Trump. A lot of people feel like he is some type of savior. He is some type of guy that's above all the foolishness. When it's been shown time and time again that you could potentially say he's a part of it. The foolishness, the immaturity, and the talk, the mentality, the attitude. Hold on one second, y'all. The way he talks, the disrespectful tone. All of these presidents have been on cap. Right now, they all been on cap, man. I don't trust any of them, and I don't think anybody should trust any of these guys. I think that they're all, untrustworthy in my opinion, and I believe that if anything of this situation happens, whether some type of in-game punishment or something happens with the president, he gets removed from office or he gets punished or anything based off of this issue, I believe also that the other presidents who had any hand in this, not releasing these files, anybody who may be in the files, if they are complicit with any kind of criminal activity, linked to any type of criminal activity that's proven, I believe they should all be prosecuted and put in prison. That's what I believe. I don't think there should any politician, any businessman, any celebrity. I don't think any of these guys should be safe from any of this type of heat and type of smoke. And I'm just being honest with everybody that's listening to my video tonight. As I get into this and tell y'all what's going on, man, it's all about having principles, morals, and ethics, man, and not selling yourself out to a man, to a ideology, to a system, to a program, but it's about actually telling the truth. It's not about being a part of a go-along, get-along gang to where you call everybody liars, you say everything is fake news, and everything is on cap. What am I talking about, ladies and gentlemen? Tonight, it has been confirmed after the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, denied that he had anything to do with Epstein's birthday book. It has been confirmed tonight by the New York Times that Donald J. Trump's name is on the contributor list for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday book. potentially outright exposing another lie from the President of the United States of America. Donald Trump, and this is factual information, has denied certain claims related to his contribution to the Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday book. Specifically, he refuted the Wall Street Journal's report from July the 17th, 2025, which alleged that he contributed a bald letter featuring a drawing for specific content. Trump called the letter fake and filed a defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal and News Corp, seeking at least $10 billion in damages. Remember, he didn't sue Elon Musk, though. Think about that. Elon Musk said he was on that list. However, the New York Times confirmed today, ladies and gentlemen, today, the New York Times has confirmed that Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America's name, appears on the contributor list for the birthday book, indicating some level of participation. Now, let me read this article to you guys and let y'all know what's going on, okay? And it is absolutely disgusting. And it's funny how everybody wants to point to Democrats. It is actually Elon Musk that got this thing really cooking on Donald Trump being in those files. And Republicans who demanded these files be released. I think Democrats who hid these files as well, I think they're all complicit, man. I don't trust any of these people. And I'm just going to be very honest with y'all. I told y'all this before. I don't trust any of these people, man. I think all of these people are untrustworthy. And I'm just being honest with y'all. So Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, has been confirmed that he was listed as a contributor to Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday book, as reported by the New York Times. And so they have confirmed, again, that Donald J. Trump was listed as a contributor to a commemorative book created for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. And while I read this article, I will put an actual photo of the letter that Ghislaine Maxwell wrote in this book, because she was also a contributor. And that is a letter that she wrote that's in that book as well, that have been discovered today in that birthday book that Trump denied, writing that letter into Jeffrey Epstein. But the New York Times confirmed that the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, was listed as a contributor to a commemorative book created for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday in 2003. The revelation adds a new layer to the already scrutinized relationship between Donald Trump and the disgraced financier who died in 2019 while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. The report comes amid ongoing public and political debates over the release of the Epstein-related files and Trump's association with him, raising questions about the nature of their friendship during the 90s and early 2000s. According to the New York Times, the birthday book was a leather-bound collection of messages compiled by Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend and associate, who was convicted in 2021 for her role in the Epstein sex trafficking scheme. The book included contributions from dozens of Epstein's acquaintances, including prominent figures such as Leslie H. Wexner, former owner of Victoria's Secret, Alan C. Greenberg, former head of Bear Stearns, and physicist Murray Gell-Mann. Donald Trump's name appeared on the contributor list, indicating his participation in that project, though the specific content of his contribution remains a point of contention. The New York Times also revealed and reviewed a handwritten introductory letter by Ghislaine Maxwell, which y'all see on y'all screen right now, which was included. And to the person who says the Obama stuff is more devastating to you, hey, that's cool to you. I don't have an issue with that. If that's how you feel, no problem whatsoever. The only thing is that Donald Trump is a sitting president of the United States of America right now, and he is actually in control of the country right now. And so they actually were the ones who brought up this Epstein stuff in the pre-election. The Democrats basically were trying to hide it. The Republicans were the ones that brought this issue up. Donald Trump and the people that he got around him. Now they don't want to bring it up. It makes no sense to me, but it does make sense. Because when you get called to the carpet, this is what happens. And so that's why I said at the beginning of this video that I don't trust any of those guys. I think they're all involved. I think they're all, I think they're all in some way, shape, or form complicit in trying to cover these foul, secret things up. I believe that there's people in here that they don't never want to be revealed. But the man upstairs always says it will be always revealed, and we'll have fake prophets and things like that come for us in our time, and people who are, put out here before us and made to seem as if they're this and they're that. There's some special type of leader, man. It's all a lie. And I'm just here to tell y'all, this is go along, get along game personified on both sides. That's what it is. That's what it is, man. It's disgusting and it's disgraceful. And I know some people love Donald J. Trump. They will forever pledge allegiance to him, and they will close their eyes to this and claim fake news and say all of that felonious stuff he says. But at some point in time, the lies have to stop. The cap has to stop. The cover-ups have to stop. The non-full 100% transparency on all sides have to stop. When will the people stand up and want the truth? When will the people stop being deceived? On both sides, on all sides. So the Times reviewed the handwritten introductory letter by Ghislaine Maxwell, which was included in the book, further authenticating its existence. Additionally, a lawyer representing Jeffrey Epstein's victims, Brad Edwards, confirmed on the news that Jeffrey Epstein's estate still possesses a copy of the book, which could be turned over to federal authorities if requested. This evidence bolsters the claim that Trump was involved in the birthday tribute, despite his denials of certain related allegations. The New York Times report follows a Wall Street Journal article from July 17, 2025, which claims that Trump contributed to a bawdy letter to the birthday book, featuring a drawing of a naked woman with a signature style to mimic pubic hair, an imagined dialogue between himself and Epstein. The letter reportedly concluded with the line, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." Trump vehemently denied writing or signing the letter, calling it fake, and filed a defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal, his parent company, News Corp, seeking at least $10 billion in damages. But he refused to file a lawsuit against Elon Musk, who openly on X accused him of being in the Epstein files. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Epstein's brother has came out and said that Donald Trump's claims that he was not close to Jeffrey Epstein were a lie. They were very close. He also claimed that Jeffrey Epstein told him that if the public knew what he knew about both Donald J. Trump and Hillary Clinton, right, that the 2016 election would be canceled. He didn't say one side. He said both sides. And I know people love Donald Trump. I know people love the Democrats. I know people love to pick sides. But sometimes you got to sit back and you got to pick the right side, which is the man upstairs who oversees all. You understand? Sometimes you have to say, you know what, man, is my allegiance compromising my dignity, how people look at me, my respect, how I walk in this life, what I represent and what I stand for, right? And also, something else came out very damaging today against the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. There's a video that's put out of Jeffrey Epstein being questioned. And Jeffrey Epstein was questioned about, and I'm going to say it again, Jeffrey Epstein was questioned, ladies and gentlemen, about, and I'm going to say this again, Donald J. Trump. And in that questioning of Donald J. Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, ladies and gentlemen, he stated he was asked about Donald Trump and underage ladies. And he was asked a specific question about Donald Trump and underage ladies. This is Jeffrey Epstein in that interview that he was asked about Donald Trump and underage ladies. Now, I'm going to play some of that audio for you guys because I want everybody to hear what Jeffrey Epstein had to say about the current president of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. And I'm going to tell you guys something. The brother Too Raw, he played this video as well. And, you know, I want to play some excerpts right now for everybody that's listening, man. And so, you know, I know some people are going to be hard. They don't want to talk about this. They want to duck this issue. But the truth is always going to come out. It's all on all sides. You know, all the frauds, all the phoniness will be exposed that's going on in the leadership in this world. You understand what I'm saying? The man upstairs bring them all to their knees. You know what I mean? And so it's only so long you can get away with the foolishness. And, you know what I'm saying? The absolute disregard for, you know, the people that you're supposed to serve. And this goes all the way across the board with all the leadership. Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. They're all in the same boats.
In the Virgin Islands. Do you maintain any other residences presently? I have vacation homes in New Mexico, Palm Beach, New York, and Paris. Have you ever been convicted of a crime? Yes. What was the crime of which you were convicted? The two counts, one soliciting prostitution and procuring a minor for prostitution. Did you in fact commit those acts? I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right. How many times have you solicited a minor for prostitution? Same answer. How many times have you solicited a minor for prostitution in the state of Florida? Same answer. Have you ever solicited a minor for prostitution in the Virgin Islands? Same answer. That is, you are invoking your Fifth Amendment. Yes, right. Yes, Mr. Spill. Have you ever solicited for prostitution in New York? Same answer. Have you ever solicited for prostitution in New Mexico? Same answer. Have you ever solicited for prostitution in Paris? Same answer. Have you ever solicited a minor for prostitution anywhere at any time? Again, I'm going to assert my right. Did you ever? We're going to go through it. So you are terminating the deposition at this time. Recess the deposition.
So you see here Jeffrey Epstein invoking the Fifth Amendment. You might have seen in various movies where they're having these hearings with mobsters. And essentially, even though you could argue that the Fifth Amendment is put in place to protect the innocent at times, usually it's invoked in these situations because the person does not want to answer a question which in essence would incriminate them. Okay, so you might hear a lot of times, I choose to invoke the Fifth Amendment at this time. I choose to invoke the Fifth Amendment. Sometimes you might hear him say, I choose to invoke the Fifth and 14th Amendment. You know, so it usually when you hear that, they're more or less admitting that they're guilty, but they don't want to admit it. So listen to this right here.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump? What do you mean by personal relationships? Have you socialized with him? Yes. Yes? Yes. Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18? Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my Fifth, Sixth, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
He said, though I would love to answer that question today, I'd like to answer that question today. I had to invoke my 5th, 16th, and whatever else amendments. He refused to answer the question whether or not him and the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, had been together in the presence of minors. He refused to say no. He took the 5th. He took the 5th. His brother said in an interview that he already told him that he had made a mistake with some minors. And when he was interviewed, and the video is online right now. When he was doing his deposition, he was asked about Donald J. Trump and his relationship with Donald J. Trump. And he was asked if him and Donald J. Trump were ever together and had underage, the age of 18, women in their presence. And he pled the Fifth Amendment. He said as much as he wants to answer it, he said as much as he wants to answer it, he said he ain't gonna answer it. Fifth, he's gonna plead the fifth. He didn't deny it. He could have outright came out and said, "Nah, that ain't true. We ain't never been with nothing like that. What are you guys talking about?" He didn't say that. He said, "I plead the Fifth Amendment." His brother said that Jeffrey told him that if the world knew the dirt and the information that he had on both Donald J. Trump and Hillary Clinton, both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, that they would end the election. The election in 2016 would be canceled. That's what Jeffrey Epstein's brother said yesterday. Everybody that's listening to this video, I know some of y'all love Donald Trump and y'all swear by him and y'all feel like, hey man, everything he says is the truth. I know some of y'all feel that same way about Joe Biden. Some of y'all feel that same way about Barack Obama. I'm just here to tell you, I don't. I'm here to tell you guys, I don't trust any of them. I don't trust any of the leadership. I don't trust any of them, man. And I'll just be very honest with you guys. I don't trust any of them. I don't trust the Clintons. I don't trust any of them. The Obamas. I don't trust the Bidens. And I damn sure don't trust the Trumps. I never trusted the Bushes. I don't trust any of these people. This is scary work, man.
Yes, sir. Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18? Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my Fifth, Sixth, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Fifth, Sixth, and 14th Amendment to the question of whether him and Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, had ever been together in the presence of minors. That should be an automatic hell no. Well, why would you say that? That shouldn't even be a question. If that doesn't bother everybody, and this is before the presidency, all this stuff, this is Epstein being questioned years ago. This is on the tapes, right? Before Trump was the president. This is him on the tapes. He didn't want to answer that. And I'm saying that go on. Yeah, that's Jeffrey Epstein. The video's all online. And like I said to all of you guys, this video was on March the 17th, 2010. Donald Trump did not, nobody can say, hey man, Epstein did that because Trump was running for president. Trump was nowhere near the presidency in 2010. This video interview was on March the 17th, 2010 at 12:19 p.m.
Socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18? Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my Fifth, Sixth, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Fifth, Sixth, and 14th Amendment rights. For you guys who don't know, let's look at what the 14th Amendment is, right? The 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution, ratified July the 9th, 1868, is one of the Reconstruction Amendments passed after the Civil War to address issues related to former slaves and reunification of the nation. It has 5 sections and is a cornerstone of American constitutional law, particularly for its role in defining citizenship, equal protection, and due process. Below is a concise overview of the key provisions, right? So, appointment of representation, disqualification of insurrection, public debt, enforcement, citizenship, due process, and equal protection. Now let's look at the Sixth Amendment. Let's look at that. The Sixth Amendment is part of the Bill of Rights ratified in 1791 and establishes protections for individuals accused of crimes in federal criminal prosecutions. It ensures a fair trial procedures and is a cornerstone of the American justice system, right? So basically, the amendment guarantees the following rights to defendants in criminal cases for a speedy trial, public trial, impartial jury, notice of charges, confrontation, confrontation clause, compulsory process, right? Right to counsel. And we already know what the Fifth Amendment is. The right not to incriminate yourself with your own statements. People take the Fifth when they don't want to incriminate themselves. If you're not guilty, you just say, look, I'm not guilty. They asked him straight up in 2010, and they unsurfaced that video. Straight up. There is no other thing about this. There's no cap, no question, no none of that. In fact, I'm gonna show you guys the picture just so y'all know I was never capping. These videos, this stuff is all out there from years ago, man. Y'all got a president in the United States of America office right now denying close friendship to this dude, denying he was a part of these birthday books, denying that him and this guy had a close relationship. You're willing to say that to the American people and then deflect. Talk about somebody else. Oh, Obama, I'm going to arrest him for treason. You ain't arresting him for shit. You know you're not. You're just talking. The same way you said you were going to arrest Hillary Clinton and nothing happened. And your base let that go. When the truth is, in my opinion, they all on cap. Every last one of them. That's just talk to make the people sit up here and do videos. Obama, man, they don't get Obama. They ain't gonna do a damn thing. Keep it 100. When you think you really think they're gonna put handcuffs on Obama, make it make sense. Tell these people to stop lying. There's the video right there. You see the actual date on the video, right there. The actual date of the interview. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not lie.
Yes. Yes, sir. Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18? Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
There you have it. Though I would love to answer that question today, I'm going to assert my 5th, 6th, and whatever else amendment he said. I don't know what else to tell y'all, man. It's devastating for the United States of America. And now, as I told y'all tonight, it has been confirmed by the New York Times that Donald Trump's name is on the contributor list for the Epstein birthday book. Now, Trump will come out and say it's fake news, it's a lie, the dirty Democrats. That's what he'll say. He'll get his whole base riled up. But the problem is a lot of his base is waking up to see what's going on with him, man. Some of them are sticking 10 toes down because they're just programmed to, I'm just going to ride with Trump regardless. Man. Sorry, man. I gotta ride with the truth. I gotta ride with honor. See, when you take that payola, you sell your soul, and you become a part of the go along, get along game, where they go along to get along. This is when y'all see the repercussions of all the foolishness for all these years. And nobody can say, hey, man, they did this because of his presidency. Nope. This video was out there in that deposition before Donald Trump ever thought about becoming president of the United States. So there is no excuses. You mean to tell me they asked him in the deposition if him and Donald Trump had ever been together in the presence of minors under the age of 18, and this man didn't say no? He pled the fifth. Are you serious? And to the people who says nothing will happen, that's not true. This time something's going to happen. It's too loud on both sides. To everybody who says there's nothing going to happen, it is something going to happen. The problem is, and I'm going to talk about this in a different video, the problem is what happens is that they're probably going to go all out on Trump and not all the other people who helped cover up this BS for all those other years. That's the part that ain't fair. Because I tell you right now, Joe Biden, all these people, anybody who's president, where this dude had all this stuff on his watch, where they had those Epstein files, all them dudes, Obama, all these dudes that was in office that had access that could have released these files to the world for over the years. This whole FBI files they had on this guy with all these people linked to him. In my opinion, the fact that they didn't put these paperwork out, the fact that they haven't pursued convictions and things like that, I don't, like I said before, man, I hold no level of respect for none of them. And that's just where I stand. Until we get real truth, real dignity, a guy that can sit in the White House without disrespecting people and talking crazy to people and shit, you understand? Playing this game, always talking about, oh, the dirty Democrats, this, that, the third, disrespecting people. Ain't nobody got time for that, but you're supposed to be a grown-ass man. You're supposed to be above the BS when you're a leader. You understand what I'm saying? And so, like I said, very immature guy. And I just ain't rocking with it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's sad to me that Donald Trump and a lot of his supporters are part of the go along, get along game, but that's what it is. They go along, get along. Point blank period. Same thing as them Democrats. Go along, get along. Point blank period. Point blank period. Because, see, I'm going to tell you something. I like what my brother, said when he came out. I don't like people that run in groups like that. And Donald Trump and all his people, they run in groups. The Clintons, they run in groups. The Obamas, they run in groups. The goddamn the Bidens, they run in groups. See what I'm saying? Go along, get along. They could have been exposed all this stuff to the world. Didn't do it. You understand what I'm saying? Epstein had been arrested multiple times, sir. He already did 13 months prior. Remember? You can't forget, Epstein had already did 13 months, man. This is information that if you had paid attention to the case, you would have not forgot. Epstein had already been doing time based off of one of them. Remember, he got a slap on the wrist. He had already got a slap on the wrist back in what was it, 2009? I think it was 2008, 2009. He got like 13 months. I told you his lawyer, the other lawyer he just had, died yesterday. All these people dropping like flies all of a sudden. Like I said before, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though, man. You have a side that y'all can all pick. You can pick the side of truth and the side of honor, or you can pick the side of the demons and devilish foolishness that's going on in our country, man, and in our world. You pick one. And like I said, that side ain't Donald Trump, and it ain't Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, George Bush, any of those people. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Hey, I really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, supporting the network. Like, share, and subscribe once again. There are links. Get the free membership on our website. That way you guys won't miss any of our news update stories or videos. They're all on the website, ticketvmedia.com. You go over there. You can go right to the members part and become a free member. That way you guys will get all the updates. Also, straight drought weight loss formula. Make sure y'all go tap in and copy some of that, as well as subscribing to our podcast show. Link will be pinned at the top of the chat down there below. And also, we just appreciate all y'all who support the channel. Cash App, PayPal.